Moderna as well. I talked about picking up Moderna when it was right around the 125 area, because guess what? There was a consolidation around this zone, and then we just broke out of that consolidation. And guess what happened? I always said the stock always come back to retest, and guess what? We retested that level and then boom to the upside, pull lower again, retest another critical support, and then boom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Well, this is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Success Show. If this is your first time, you're welcome to this channel, and today I will be talking about my long-term portfolio. What position and what stocks I took profit off of, and as well as what I'll be looking at in the coming week in terms of technical standpoint, and also looking at the broader market, what I expect the market to do in this coming week. Looking at FinViz, you can see how most of the sector came out green, except the healthcare and the defense side of things, which is mostly like the industrial as well as utilities, right? They came out red. But right now we're looking at the sector moving the market. We have a technology moving the market, communications with pretty much consumer cyclical moving the market, as well as energy moving the market. Okay, now looking at XPY, okay, starting off of just taking a look at SPY. Right now we have the market bouncing and pushing and pushing and pushing up. Right now we have these two gap up candles, and we're expecting price to visit the $400 on SPY, which is our spider S&P 500 ETF. But remember, whatever I say here today and whatever analysis and levels I give is not a recommendation to buy or to sell any stock or equity. This is for entertainment purposes only. Now, with the beautiful weather here in Houston, looking so cool and beautiful with the beautiful sun outside, this is a very wonderful time to talk about it and to analyze it. Market, like I said, this $400 zone is going to be a beautiful resistance. If we can break through 400, we can have a little, some form of a gap up into 404 or 405. That's going to be the next level for the SPY. But for now, 395 is going to act as our support. If that area doesn't hold, then we can pull back down to 390. But we have so many activities coming in. Even the Fed's governors are also speaking as well, so keep an eye out on the market in this coming week, as well as Russell 2000. We are at this 50 exponential simple moving average right now, 185. This area is going to act as our support for now. See how we got close to 190, rejected it because of what? Looking at the left side, this is the resistance, so we rejected that area, back down, close 186.90. so 185 is going to act as our support. Our first stock here is going to be ROENG or ROEGN. ROEGN, this is Regeneron. And Regeneron right now, I talked about it last week, that this level is the level to watch, which is our 50 exponential moving average. That is going to act as our support. Every time this stock bounces or pushes to that level, you want to be grabbing some, you want to be picking some up in anticipation for the move back up to retest this trend. Okay, so now the only area we need to fight now is the 20 exponential moving average. If we can break this spot, then we can continue pushing higher to retest this trend. So keep an eye out on Regeneron. Otherwise, if any news comes out, bad news, then we'll be looking at 680 if $700 spot doesn't hold. Remember, These are the big cap stocks, and these are the large cap and large floats, right? Alibaba right now has a beautiful shape pattern, and is trying to break out of this bearish looking form, because when you look at it, this is a very bearish looking pattern. But right now the stock is trying to break out of that zone. If we can break out of that zone, $71 spot 72, then we should be all right to push right into 75, 76, and which coincides with that 50 exponential moving average. But right now we're looking to break this trend that is forming at this point in time. So keep an eye out. I think I like it for long term if the Chinese industry or market start, you know, begin to go properly green. Boeing right now, I talked about Boeing when Boeing was right around this area, that I'll be looking for a break and a retest. We broke out, okay. I took some profit out only for it to push into this area and then sold right off back into this support. So we retested this trend line support, and then all of a sudden we started pushing to the upside. We didn't even, you know, reject this 200 moving average, and guess what, we just continue pushing to the upside. Right now guys, you know, I'm expecting a rejection around here, but the rejection didn't come, and then we push right into 180 zone. For now, keep an eye out for the rejection around here. We're extended, however, in terms of RSI, but keep an eye out. If 171 area doesn't hold as a support, which coincides with our 170, then we'll be expecting price back down to 160, depending on how the market react. Okay. BMY right now, there was a news that came out, and all of a sudden Bristol Myers pushed all the way, sold right off down to support. 75 is going to be support for now. Keep an eye out. If that area doesn't hold, we'll be looking for 73 in the coming days. So if you're that kind of, you know, trader that is looking for price push into the 20 exponential moving average for continuation of the trend, then this is the area for peak. PCG as well, we're looking for price pushing through $15.50 or $16. That is our next level, but I'm expecting price to bounce off this 1475, 1450 area in the coming days as well. Shopify. Shopify also gapping up with the market into $40. Next spot is 42. If 42 holds and continue with strength and with volume, I'll be expecting $45 in the coming days. But if the market decides to pull back and retest levels, then I'll be looking for price back down to $36. So keep an eye out on that as well. ACN is Accenture. Accenture right now, we're fighting to get to that 200 moving average. So if we can get to 200 moving average, then we can easily get to $300. So keep an eye out. Overall support will now lies at 280 if 285 doesn't hold, guys. Okay, but for now I think the momentum is there, volume is coming in, RSI is coiling up, the market is doing good. So keep an eye out on the 200 moving average for profit taking. ABBV, this is ABBV right now on Friday did push lower into retesting the 200 moving average. One thing about ABBV is whenever they pull lower, they tend to bounce off and create this huge wick downside. You know, see, every time look at this, it always creates a wick. So you know, my expectation was if we create a wick to the downside and hit the 200 moving average area, I'm picking up long. So I did some, and right now I'm holding it 5 point already. And this area 150 breaks holds, then I'll be expecting more into 152 and so on and so forth. Moderna as well, I talked about picking up Moderna when it was right around the 125 area, because guess what, there was a consolidation around this zone. and then we just broke out of that consolidation. And guess what happened? I always said the stock always come back to retest, and guess what? We retested that level and then boom to the upside, pull lower again, retest another critical support, and then boom. Now I will be expecting another retest of a very critical level on Moderna, so keep an eye out in the coming weeks, okay, on this name. I'll be expecting another retest. However, we made an attempt to retest right here with this red candle, but it didn't happen. So, you know, the market started pushing and pushing and pushing. So, however, you know, look for this area for rejection, for retest back to the 155 or 160, and then we can continue to push to the upside on Moderna. Also, we're looking at Salesforce as well. Salesforce is CROM right now. We sold right off and then bounce and bounce. Right now our support is going to be 50 exponential moving average. So now the next stock we're going to be looking at is Tesla. Okay, Tesla really has been putting up a very good fight from this bottom so far, right? And technically speaking, see how the sellers came in and pushed this all the way down, right? But the buyers stepped in because it got too oversold right there on the RSI. Every time Tesla gets oversold, and guess what? It gets pushed back up, right? So also the same thing came out here, and we got this week, this bottom week right here, and these sellers came in and boom to the upside into 195, 196 area. Because why? The market was also pushing on Friday, right? Because we also have that data that came in terms of inflation, that we see that inflation is easing down. So the market did push to the upside. Next level for Tesla is possibly is going to be our 200 area. So keep an eye out on that area as well, which coincide with this trend. So if that area breaks and hold, we'll be looking at 210, 211 on Tesla. DKNGO as well is another long-term stock that I will be, you know, closely monitoring because I have position in it, and I added to some of my position around the $12 because of this break right here, and boom, 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 boom to the upside. Right now, our support is going to be $14 in the coming days. If that holds, then guess what? We'll continue right into $16 on that name. Amazon is another one that I truly, truly love. Why? Because Amazon is going to be a long time hold. Is a long-term portfolio. It's in my long-term portfolio. I'm looking for price back up to the 105 or even 115 area to retest this downtrend. But ultimately, I'm looking for the 130 on Amazon. Coinbase, oh man, with the saga going on with all these, you know, with FTX and all that, I think, you know, Coinbase also need that $60 revisit. If we can revisit that $60, then we can go from there. However, you know, the market still has to put up some fight as well in terms of pushing to the upside. On Google, downtrend is breaking, and we're breaking through that level. Right now, our support is going to be $95, $94. That's going to be our support for now, with our eye, you know, focusing on the $100 spot on Google. So keep an eye out as well. Silvergate Capital SI. Also, I'm looking for a rejection come this week, for it to reject this area back to, you know, consolidating around the $30 spot. So keep an eye out as well. We haven't seen serious momentum yet. We're still in the over sold spot. DWAC, I talked about DWAC a couple of months ago, and I said, you know, we have to break down $20. We have to break below that $20, and we did, and we consolidated right around this area for so long, and all of a sudden got that gap into that space back to $30, and I shorted it back down and covered my position because we're not really we're having issue here, so I covered my position, and guess what, $25 it is. So I'll be looking for another momentum push right into $30 again to see if we can reject that spot come next week. GNK right now, we're coiling to the upside. That is all you need to know. We're coiling right to the upside. Right now $16 is the resistance. If that $16 hold, come Monday, Tuesday, and guess what, we'll push right into $17 or $18 on this name. But ultimately $17 is that area to watch. AMD, what do we got here? We got AMD also taking a bounce, coiled back up to that $65 and never looked back into 67, and now I think we're targeting 75. But guess what, I took most of my position off at 72 in anticipation of $75 reject, right? I'll also still add if we pull back to $65 or $67 area again on AMD. JP Morgan as well, we've been going and going and going. We're in the overbought zone, so I'll be expecting some pullback on that name, coupled with Bank of America as well. 200 moving average is going to act as support on that name. They have dividends, they pay dividends, so we should be all right. We're gonna be all right, guys. Well, we also have Matter. I talked about Matter a long time ago. I said I'll be picking more up around the $90 zone. I did pick up some on Matter, and in anticipation of this gap fill. Guys, we're heading that way now. We're heading to fill that gap. We just need more, about 10-15 points, and we should be all right. We should be good in terms of filling the gap, right? So I keep an eye out on Meta. 110 is going to act as our support for now on that name. Also, let's talk about Netflix for a minute. Netflix at this point in time, we're just within this channel right now. This is our up channel, and that is the level I'm watching in terms of bounces. So we got to that level and then we bounce. So next expectation is 300 and then more to the upside on Netflix if the market really does help that name. Apple as well. Apple is what you also want to watch when it comes to the market, for the market to push, because Apple also is a very solid percentage in terms of S&P. Right now we're looking at price rejecting or bouncing right off the downtrend. Okay, we came back, retested, and then bounced to the upside. Apple always does that, or even the big names, they always do that. They bounce right off. Okay, so keep an eye out as well. And I like that name. Nvidia, okay. Oh, beautiful. Nvidia right now, I got this chart from someone. 165 is that area to keep an eye out as well. I was told to analyze this. I think right now we're looking at price, in a channel, and right now we're breaking through this channel at this point in time with our eyes on 170. 170 is going to act as our resistance in the coming days if 165 breaks and hold. Keep an eye out on that level on Nvidia, guys. Thank you for your time. The remaining chat, I'm gonna post them up on my stock tweet and on my Twitter account. Thank you guys and have a fantastic weekend, guys. Peace, love, guys. Bye bye.